Okay, so I just asked my AI to brainstorm a new product launch, and the result was, honestly, completely generic, just totally unusable.
Well, hold on, don't blame the AI just yet. The secret here, like the absolute magic of generative AI, is entirely in the input. You're probably falling into the exact same trap as everyone else.
What, giving it a single, perfectly good sentence?
Exactly that. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to completely rebuild the way you talk to AI, right here on our digital whiteboard.
Let's call this the one-and-done myth. People expect to just throw one vague, hurried sentence at a generative AI tool, hit enter, and then magically receive a masterpiece.
It's totally natural to think that way, but it's a massive misconception. If you treat prompting like a simple Google search, you're going to get generic, uninspired results. It is absolutely not one and done.
Right, so the crucial takeaway is that prompting is actually a design process. It requires real structure.
Look at this prompt on the board. Generate 5 ideas for a new high-performance sneaker line. This brilliantly illustrates the problem. This is the ultimate one-and-done prompt. It's all task and zero direction.
And the output it generates is, it's fine, but it's just a broad, boring list of shoes. There's literally nothing here we can actually use for a real business pitch.
If you're vague with your instructions, you're guaranteed to get bad results. So we're going to tear this prompt down and completely rebuild it from scratch using a proven framework. To fix this whole mess, we need a blueprint. Enter the ultimate prompting framework. Task, context, references, evaluate, and iterate.
Man, I love how clean this is. If we apply these 5 pillars to that terrible sneaker prompt, it transforms from a totally random guess into a highly calibrated set of instructions.
Exactly. We're not just asking the AI a question anymore. We're giving it a highly specific job description. Now, if you're a visual learner like me, imagine just slapping a sticky note right on your monitor with this acronym, TCRE. Thoughtfully create really excellent inputs.
It sounds so simple, but it is incredibly powerful. You know, the order you construct your prompt actually matters way less than making sure the substance of these 5 pillars is actually there. As long as you are thoughtfully creating really excellent inputs, your outputs will transform.
Okay, let's actually put this into action on the board and fix that sneaker prompt. All right, step 1 is the task. Notice how I have aggressively added a really specific format requirement here. List the concepts and materials for each sneaker in an outline. Boom, instant upgrade. We've told the AI exactly what the architecture of the output needs to look like. We want an outline and we want materials. Right, building on that, we're no longer just getting a giant wall of text. But we can push the task even further by giving the AI a very specific role to play.
So now, let's inject a persona. This is honestly one of my absolute favorite concepts. Assigning a persona acts as a highly specific filter for that vast ocean of data the AI was trained on.
Because you don't just want any ideas, right? You want ideas from a world-class marketing executive or a seasoned product designer. By stating that up front, the AI filters out all the irrelevant junk and draws its expertise strictly from that specific field.
Oh, and you can totally flip it and specify the audience too. Like, explain this to my manager versus explain this to a customer. Huge difference.
Which brings us directly to context. Laura, who is a productivity advisor at Google, puts it perfectly. She says, the more context you give, the better answers you get. Context is our second pillar, and honestly, it has the potential to be the longest piece of your entire prompt.
She's totally right. You don't have to start from scratch every time. You can actually upload your team's mission statement, or maybe a project plan you've been using for 2 years, and just tell the AI, hey, here's what we value, here's our budget, here's our timeline. Providing that background, your goals, your constraints, it completely rounds out the AI's understanding. Let's add some of that context to our sneaker prompt right now.
Notice how injecting context immediately sharpens the prompt. By explicitly stating the target demographic, athletes doing cross-training activities, we went from just make some shoes to make cross-training shoes with an outline of materials.
We're instantly focusing the AI's creative energy right where we need it.
Success is all about the details, for sure. But if we really want to dial this in, we need to use the single most powerful tool in the entire framework.
Step 3. The secret sauce. Adding references.
Yeah, this is where you stop describing what you want and start actually showing the AI what you want. Let's break down the industry terminology really quickly here. When you give the AI no examples, that's called zero-shot prompting. One example is single-shot. But the real sweet spot for maximum creativity without totally skewing your results is few-shot prompting.
And that means giving the AI between 2 to 5 references.
Right, because if you give it too few, you lack context. But if you give it 20 examples, you're going to box the AI in and completely limit its creativity. 2 to 5 is literally perfect.
Okay, let's visually snap these new reference constraints right onto the end of our growing prompt. We explicitly tell it, refine these using these references, and then feed it descriptions of a budget shoe and an adaptive sole shoe. It's beautiful, so you're using clear transitional phrases to guide the AI. We've given it the task, the context, and the references. This prompt is an absolute masterpiece now. But our job isn't done just because we hit enter.
This brings us to pillar number 4, evaluate. Anoop, a Google AI research director, issues a very critical warning here. AI suggestions are not ground truth.
This is so important. AI models process massive amounts of data, and they can sound extremely confident even when they are making subtle, factual errors.
Absolutely. Before you use any AI-generated text or material, you have to critically evaluate it. Is it accurate? Is it on brand? Is it relevant? You simply must verify the facts.
And what happens if those facts are slightly off, or the output just kind of misses the mark? You do not delete the chat and start over. You adopt the ABI mindset. Always be iterating.
Always be iterating. This is the final pillar. If the output is lacking, you just keep sculpting it.
Yes, and keeping it in the exact same chat is key, because the tool remembers the context you've already provided. You're building an ongoing conversation, not just shouting isolated commands into the void.
So, when you inevitably hit a creative block or get a bad output, here are 4 specific iteration tactics you can use. First, revisit the framework. Did you accidentally forget a persona or your context? Second, try breaking your prompt into much shorter sentences.
Third, tweak your phrasing or switch to an analogous task entirely. For example, instead of saying write a marketing plan, try write a story about a customer using this product.
And fourth, introduce constraints, like specifying an exact word count or focusing on a specific region.
Let's actually see that second tactic in action. Say you have a massive, complex block of text asking for restaurant trends, urban impacts, and native ingredients all at once. Well, it's just way too much for one prompt. The AI might really struggle to map out all those relationships.
So we slice it up into 3 bite-sized sequential tasks. First, get the bulleted list of trends. Then, ask for the urban area impacts. And finally, ask for the pros and cons of the native ingredients.
It is so much easier for the AI to parse one small task at a time. It's just a brilliant way to iterate when you're feeling stuck. All right, let's step back and look at the whole board. Here is a rapid-fire mental screenshot of the complete TCRI framework. Number 1, task. Tell it what to do, give it a format, and assign a persona. Number 2, context. Give it the background and all the specific details. Number 3, references. Feed it 2 to 5 examples to set the standard. Number 4, evaluate. Never accept the output blindly. Always verify. And number 5, iterate. Always be iterating, molding that output until it is absolutely perfect. So, we really have to ask, are you still going to rely on the one-and-done myth? Or are you ready to actually design your prompts like a pro?
The difference between a totally frustrating AI experience and a wildly productive one is literally just a few thoughtfully chosen words. Stop treating it like a basic search engine and start treating it like a highly capable collaborator that just needs some clear directions.
Next time you open a generative AI tool, grab that mental sticky note. Thoughtfully create really excellent inputs. Thanks for joining us on this explainer. Now go build something amazing.